award-winning Tennessee WildCast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching and listening. We got a great show lined up for you today. We are at the Holston General Store. We got a series of shows going to come to you from here, and I got Mr. Matt Cameron helping me co-host.
Welcome back to East Tennessee, brother.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We've been here a couple of days. We shot a few shows at the Elk Tower, the new Elk Tower on Hatfield Knob on North Cumberland WMA, and now we're here with you and at the Holston General Store. Tell us about this real quick. Folks who have tuned into the show that don't know much about or haven't seen the show from here, tell them about the store behind us.
Yeah, I would love to say drive on over to the Region 4 office and come in and get you a Coke and a malted milkshake, but it's just a storefront, a facade, I guess, if you will, and I give most of the credit to Dan Gibbs, Regional Bear Program Coordinator, actually statewide Bear Program Coordinator, but I had an idea of making like a little trapper's wall here, hanging up some pelts and furs and things, and he took it to the next level for sure. So yeah, if you're ever by the office, really come by and take a look at it. We're pretty proud of it. I've got a few months of my life tied up in this thing.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here at Morristown office, Region 4 office, 3030 Wildlife Way. That's an easy one to remember, just like the 3030 lever action. 3030 Wildlife Way, and you can stop by and see this and talk to the ladies out front. They have a lot of hunter education classes here and different things in this space, so it's a good space. But today we are talking about casting for recovery, and I'm excited to meet and learn about Lindsay Long and Denise Remkus, and Mr. Andy Collins, District 41 Lieutenant Andy Collins is with us today to talk about casting for recovery. So I'm excited to have you guys with us.
Excited to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let's jump right in, and I think I want to start with Lindsay, if we can. You've been with Casting for Recovery for a long time, and part of this program, and one of the reasons we're here today is to talk about the pink patch and the pink hat, and we're going to get to that. I know you had a lot of work into that and making that happen. So, but first, I just want to get to know you and what you do for Casting for Recovery. And if I'm right, you're moving out a little bit, and Denise is coming in. So let's just
give it a try.
Like to get a little background about you.
I went to my Casting for Recovery retreat in 2006. They didn't have a retreat in Tennessee then. I had to go to North Carolina. And when I got there, there were two ladies from Townsend, Tennessee at my retreat, and they worked all weekend. They cast that line. They changed flies. They did everything. But when we got back, it was one of those, I'm not quite sure about it, but they tried again, and they finally landed me and never let me go.
So you became a long-time Casting for Recovery participant and supporter and everything, I guess.
Yes.
So I guess while we're on it, what is Casting for Recovery for folks who don't know, and kind of explain that program for folks?
Casting for Recovery was founded in 1996 by a woman from Orvis. She was guiding a breast cancer survivor, and they got to sitting down, taking a break, and they were talking about the benefits of fly fishing and being a soft tissue stretch for the affected area, whether you're casting the rod or stripping the line in. Being on the water is good for the neuropathy. It's good for your mental health. Mm-hmm. It's the physical and the mental aspects of fly fishing that are healing. Combined with peer support, we only take 14 ladies each retreat. That way it's not overwhelming. They have a chance to form lifelong bonds and talk, scream, shout, yell, cry, laugh, whatever they need to do. It's 14 of them, and they've all gone through the same journey.
Yeah, they can all relate to each other, and it's a great time. From what I hear, it's awesome therapy and a chance for them to come together and share with each other. That's awesome. That's awesome. Denise, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in your new role. I guess as you're coming in as the new coordinator for the program.
Coordinator in training. I was a
participant back in 2011 with the Casting for Recovery program.
Okay.
Actually, my mom and I were both chosen to attend. We signed up online and thought, we'll give this a try. We found out about the program through our doctor's office, actually, when we were going through our treatments, and they had the brochures there and thought, let's do something together. I'm from Chicago originally, and I moved down here to be with my mom and help take care of my mom. So we got chosen for the program, and we were able to go through it together and made a connection, made a definite connection with Lindsay. And after our retreat was over, we volunteered. So we came back and volunteered every year and just, again, built that bond. And Lindsay pulled me in, and, and that was it. She was, reeled
you in.
So love it. Really got into to fly fishing, and just the connections with the ladies. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Can I
You
step
sure
in
can.
just a minute? When Denise and her mother were at the retreat, the bonds between mother and daughter were so evident. We just enjoyed watching them. But they were also very competitive. So I assign river helpers to the participants, knowing the river helper personality and after watching the participants. And I gave Denise the wrinkledy old man, but he knew the water. And I gave Wanda, her mother, the young hunk stud. and just had fun with that. But unfortunately, we lost Wanda
In 2016.
to breast cancer.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the downsides of Casting for Recovery. God brings a lot of wonderful ladies into your lives, but breast cancer, be damned, it takes them away.
Yeah, it's I know that can be very hard, and but it's great that you have those ladies to lean on, and
Yeah, the program brings in women of all ages, all stages of breast cancer, and really we're able to get in there and, learn how to fly fish. And again, the healing motion, it just, brings us all together, and nature too.
yeah, it's amazing what nature can do.
Yes.
Just getting outside and
Yes, introduce us to a world we didn't know, so.
On that same note, I've talked to a lot of disabled veterans programs that do something similar with trout and fly fishing.
Project Healing Waters.
Yes, and they say just getting in that water, and I think you're talking about the neuropathy and the aching and pains and things that they dealt with in their back and their lower bodies. I guess it's almost like cryogenics in a way to cool those joints down. So there's so many benefits of not only getting out in nature, but that cool water moving past you.
Yes.
And catching. I caught that day.
Yes, she had
She
the
was
old
hooked.
man.
Yes.
Well, she had the old man that knew the
And
water.
The TV station was out there that day, remember?
Yes.
And they actually featured us, my catch, on the catch and the kiss of the trout. So that evening on the news, but yeah.
that's great. That's awesome. Well, we'll come back to more about the programs and how to get involved, but I want to touch on the pink patch that I'm holding up here, if you can see that on the screen. If not, we'll get you a picture up there. And then the hat, the hat here on the table with the pink patch. Andy, tell us about this patch and how this came about, and then we'll talk about how to get one and where the proceeds go to.
Okay. I've been collecting patches, mainly game and fish patches, for a long time, and I started in the 90s and got my 50-state collection and sort of got away from it for several years. And about 10 years ago, I got back into it. Facebook has a private page called the Game Warden Patch Exchange.
Oh, okay.
And so I got to know a lot of those guys and traded patches. And I saw a picture of a New Mexico game warden wearing a pink patch in his truck, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. So, and then I found out that Florida Fish and Wildlife and Maryland Department of Natural Resources, California Game and Fish, and there was about 4 or 5 states that wore pink patches. I didn't know if they sold them to make money for somebody or the agency just let them wear them, but I thought I'm going to try it. And so I went to a lady who makes patches in Knoxville for different agencies, and we looked at some color schemes, and I wanted to get everything together before I tried to sell this to the agency, because my goal was to, maybe the officers could wear the pink patch in October. And I didn't really know where to go with it, so I contacted Major Shelley Hammonds and talked to her about my idea, and then she contacted Nashville. She loved it, and we went and visited Jennifer Wisniewski and Colonel Darren Ryder, and it took off. So we ordered a bunch of patches, and Jennifer called me and said, why don't we do hats too, and we're just going to sell them in the e-store online and see how much money we can raise for Casting for Recovery. I didn't know about Casting for Recovery at the time, but I wanted to find, who was I going to give this money to? And so I was doing a lot of research online, and I found out about them, and I was like, wow, this is perfect.
Perfect. Right here in East
fly
Tennessee.
fishing. Right. And they have a national chapter, and then, of course, they have all the states listed. And I went to Tennessee, and Lindsay's name popped up. And I can't remember if I called you or emailed you, but we talked about it, and it's been great. And we've raised, $16,000.
Awesome. Outstanding.
We've given them a check for 2 years for $8,000, thanks to everybody buying the patches and the hats and, donations. So you can either buy a patch, they're $10, buy a hat, they're $20, or you can just donate at our e-store. I guess, what is it, Go Tennessee Outdoors?
shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com.
Yep.
If you're buying a license, you go to gooutdoorstennessee.com. And there's a button there. You can click the store. But if you want to go directly, just put shop in front of that, and you can go to the e-store. There's all the hats that we sell, but these patches and the green and pink hats are there. So, yeah.
And 100% of the proceeds go to this program. So,
yeah, which
awesome.
is great. Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. So, perfect. Yes, it benefits all programs. It benefits even programs in Middle Tennessee. Correct? Is that right? So how does that work? So the money comes in and it's dispersed across the different chapters?
Yes, there's 2 programs in Tennessee. We serve women from all across Tennessee. So at each program, it doesn't matter where you reside. You can choose which program you go to when you apply for a program.
Okay. Awesome.
And so it's split evenly.
Good deal. Awesome. All right, and you mentioned it, but October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're just outside of October right now. But it's always a good time to donate and to buy a hat, and it doesn't matter if it's October or not. Those monies are still going to go to help. And
yeah, they're beautiful patches. They designed them. They're fully embroidered patches.
Beautiful on pink.
Yeah, they are. And they've got the ribbons on them, and they're really nice. And there's actually a lady I saw wearing one time, and I didn't even know her. And it was really neat to see somebody out there displaying the patch. And she was actually one of the ladies at the Waffle House that worked at the Waffle House and had a patch on her uniform.
Awesome.
So it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So I've seen it here and there. And the hats, I've seen a couple of hats people wear. So
tell us about law enforcement. You get to wear these?
Yeah, this year they've allowed law enforcement officers to wear the pink patch hat. So the patch on the uniform's not quite there yet, but maybe one day they'll let us do that. But no, we're allowed to wear this hat out in the field during the month of October.
Great.
So, and it's great because it sort of starts conversation about the program. You can talk to people. People come up to you at the gas station or whatever and say, "Hey, need hat," and what is it? And you can tell them what it's for, and we're trying to raise money for Casting for Recovery. So,
I think the breast cancer awareness pink ribbon is one of the most successful marketing tools of all time, next to Smokey Bear. When you see that pink ribbon, exactly what that means. Most people know. So adding that to the uniform and the agency patch, people wearing it around, and what's the connection here? What does TWRA have to do with breast cancer?
Exactly.
And here comes Casting for Recovery. So
Everyone has a connection. It has touched so many lives. So yeah, it does.
It's that ripple effect.
So tell us how you're stepping into the new role.
Well, I have been in training with Lindsay for the last 2 retreats. We do one a year. We just had one in April, and so we kind of work that one together, just learning the ropes. It is a 3-day retreat where the ladies come in on a Friday, and we actually finish with fishing on Sunday, and have the little graduation reception after. But so this year we found a new venue, and we will be doing that in September. So we've got a little bit of time to prepare for that, and it will be my first on my own. Lindsay's kind of going to be there with me in the background, but yeah, that's coming up. So we're gearing up for that. We're doing a lot of fundraising in and around the area, and have some fundraising programs that we take care of throughout the year before the retreat happens.
So if somebody wants to get involved in one of these, how do they find information to be involved in join one of the retreats?
It's kind of hard to find. You have to go to the Casting for Recovery national website. And I think there's a button that says ways to give back or something like
There
that.
is.
And you
Okay.
click on it, and then you can find volunteering. And so they can click on that volunteering, and it'll give them the national office information, or they can click on find a retreat,
Okay.
find my information and Denise's information now too, and email either one of us and say, I want to apply, and we've got the stuff to help them to apply.
Okay.
Yep, survivors can apply online. I just lost my train of thought, but
That's all right.
Is there a waiting list? Do you have so many people that want to participate that you have to put them on a list?
Selection is done by random basis, and they do it in Montana so that we don't have any favoritism. So they only choose 14 ladies at each retreat, and then they choose 20 alternates, because cancer being cancer, ladies have to drop out, or they've signed up a year ahead of time, so life changes, so that somebody else can step in when that slot opens up. Last year we got down to our last alternate. We had nobody else, and so if somebody puts in and they're not selected, they need to put in for it each year, because it is a long list, and or there's a lot of ladies that want to attend, and so if they keep putting in, they'll eventually be selected. And it took me 4 years before I got selected for my retreat. But one of the great things about our program is we work with the Clinch River chapter of Trout Unlimited, and they provide a lot of fishing events for ladies. So we can get them, if they want to learn how to fly fish, we can get them connected. Or the ladies that have attended the retreat, if we want to further their experience, we'll get them connected. And we work together. You mentioned Project Healing Waters. TVA donated waders and boots to us in 2017. They have been to Trout Unlimited women's events, other Casting for Recovery events, Project Healing Waters events, wherever, because women are not built like men, so we've got a lot of waders. And so those waders have gone the routes, just making sure that women are comfortable in their boots.
most of our river helpers are from the Clinch River chapter, Trout Unlimited. So,
but we bring
river helper volunteers.
We bring river helpers from across the state, so that someone from Memphis last year, we have river helpers over there that can help them fish. Or if they're from Middle Tennessee, they may attend our retreat. So we bring Middle Tennessee river helpers. We bring North Carolina river helpers once in a while.
I think that's important, because a lot of events, and even we're guilty of this as an agency, are kind of one and done. We introduce them to hunting or fishing, and then they go home, and it's like, now what? I have nobody else to take me or to go with. So I love how you're going beyond just your program and connecting them with people that can continue helping them fly fish.
And we'll have reunions, and we'll have fishing
reunions.
events, or we'll just meet together. We might have a fly tying class. We've done entomology classes before.
Do you want to talk about this? Speaking of tying flies, tell me what we have here.
It's our fancy fly.
It's pretty.
That's the casting for recovery fly, and it is no longer being used, but I gathered up all that they had left because everybody knew I liked to give them away. And so for a long time, you saw one of those flies, you knew that somebody had been around casting for recovery or knew somebody with casting for recovery.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Have you ever fished with one that pattern?
Yes.
Do they catch fish?
Yes.
Well, how about
Pink
that?
and purple.
Not just for looks.
That's great. Yeah.
You guys have a great e-store on your website too. There's a lot of neat things to buy.
Yes.
So
What other
maybe
ways to
check
support?
that out.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have an auction coming up too in November.
Yes.
And it's an online auction through Casting for Recovery. And you can go on there and bid on the items, and the funds will come directly to the East Tennessee program.
Awesome.
If it's in
So
East
that's coming up.
Tennessee. It funds all of the nation's programs. So it might say it's from East Tennessee, or
The
it might
item,
say the
yeah.
item, or it might say it's from Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
So
Awesome. So
we
it's
go
a-
around and gather up items.
Yeah, that's
each
coming
program
up.
does.
That's neat. So there's other ways to donate and other ways to help out. If someone wants to find information about the fly tying classes or some of the other outreach things y'all are doing, how do they find out about that?
They need to email Denise.
Facebook, they can search Casting for Recovery on Facebook. It'll bring them right to the Casting for Recovery East Tennessee page. We post a lot of things on there and events, and of course can be contacted that way as well.
Okay.
So
You don't have to be a member of one of the or a participant of one of the retreats to participate in
No.
some of the other things.
you
That's
all
great.
are welcome.
And you'll connect
Y'all help.
them with those fishermen and
Yes.
and fisher ladies to help get them out there and learn more about it. That's awesome. That's great. Well, check out their social media and their website and all that fun stuff, and find ways to donate, find ways to continue to support, and like we said, pick up one of these pink patches or hats and donate that way.
Can I say, while
Sure.
we're on the donating, one of the reasons why we need donations so much is the retreats are at no cost to the ladies, so the ladies don't pay anything to come to the retreat. Cancer doesn't care if you have money or you don't have money. It's still going to hit. So it gives a chance for any lady of any socioeconomic background to attend.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
How could you not get behind a program like this? If you're interested in the outdoors at all, we've all been touched by breast cancer at some level. So help these people out. It's simple to do it, and you'll never know what kind of life-changing thing will happen at one of these events. Like you get to experience that
100%.
with your mother,
Yep.
and that's
Never ever thought in a million years, this would happen. So
Well, I had a note down here. What's one of your favorite parts about fishing, and one of your favorite places to fish? Since you've gotten into the program and you found a love for fishing through this, what's some of your favorite types of fish to chase and fun experiences out there?
I love brook trout.
Yeah.
They're greedy little things. I also like bass because they're greedy. Bass don't care if they've already got a mouthful. They'll go after another fly.
my biggest trout was a rainbow, and it was not too long ago. It was CRCTU was having an event for us. They actually were doing a lunch, and they were going to let us volunteers and staff members fish. We don't get to fish during the retreats. We're working the entire time. So they just wanted to do something special for the staff and volunteers. It was wonderful. So
Awesome.
yeah, caught my biggest rainbow that day here in Norton Creek.
Yeah. Fly fishing is your favorite? You like to fly fish out of everything, out of all the other types and techniques?
Yeah.
The other types to me are boring.
So the salmon eggs and corn on a spinning grill is just not your thing.
No, but they catch fish.
That's about the only way I can catch one.
They'll go home and they've caught a lot of fish, and I didn't get anything.
Well, tell us about Jim Habera. You mentioned Jim earlier. What's your relationship been like with the fisheries folks in the agency?
Fantastic. Jim has provided fish for Casting for Recovery and other events that we have, other nonprofits like Project Healing Waters, Trout Unlimited, the Trout Camp for Kids, and different things like that. They have provided fish to make sure that those streams are stocked, so when they come, there's definitely a chance to catch fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our guys do great work, and they're always willing to help any way they can. That's awesome that they help you guys out like that. Andy, I wanted to come back to you and just say thank you for your vision to get this going and get this started, seeing that and then thinking, well, we can do that too. And if it hadn't been for you, this may not have happened. So,
well, it's been fun. Mm-hmm. I've met a lot of good people, and they invited me to their last retreat, so I got to sort of see how that went with their luncheon, and was able to bring my daughter, so it was neat. But it's been fun. I love it. I hope the agency continues to do this each year, and hopefully we can raise money for these ladies in the program and keep them going with their retreats.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one last question. When you like to get out there, what are you chasing? You like to fish, right? Are you a hunter?
Well, I'm more of a hunter. I used to do a lot of deer hunting. I went to UT. We were talking about UT here. I never went to a single football game because I was always bow hunting. For 4 years I was over there. So, but no, I'm a waterfowl hunter mainly now. Yeah, so awesome. I'm getting ready to go to North Dakota in a couple days and chase ducks. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I guess, and you were on the field the other day.
Yeah, I was. That was probably the best game of my life. I'll never see another one, the Alabama-Tennessee game. And was standing right there when the ball came over the goal there, and it was really neat to see.
Awesome. You defended those.
I defended the goal. Yep.
Cameras. Yep.
For a little bit. Just for a couple minutes, and then it got out of hand, and I was like, let's go. So.
Well, if you don't know, some of our officers get to help out with security at those games, and they work Vol Navy down there on the water, and so that was a pretty fun experience.
It was great. Unbelievable.
Well, ladies, thank you. Lindsay and Denise, appreciate y'all being here. Glad we got to highlight your program and some of the things y'all are doing. And Andy, thank you for your vision here. And Matt, thanks for helping co-host and bringing us all together.
Always. I've been excited about this one for a while.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Go online, shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com. Pick up one of these patches, pick up one of the hats, and support Casting for Recovery. This is Tennessee WildCast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee WildCast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.